Hello everyone. So this is Nari, and I know my last video was on scoia'tael, and I wasn't really looking to make another scoia'tael video so soon after, but I really feel like this is definitely an improvement on the list. So for like a bit of context, this list was kind of my fifth faction. Like I got my four factions done for pro rank, was just looking to play something like a bit more chilled. And just see how it got on. And I wasn't really looking to get this in my top four factions, but it's actually taken me right up to in my best faction by quite a bit. It's got an even higher score than Skellige has for me, so that definitely puts some context to the list. So quickly before I get into the list and things like that, just a couple of things that are going on at the moment. I'm going to be streaming Othercide on Tuesday for the release. So if you're interested in that game, it looks really good. I've been really excited to play this. That's going to be on Tuesday night if you're looking to see some of that. And I'm going to be playing in the Claymore FastCup on Friday. So probably going to stream that. So if you're looking for that, Friday evening, see your boy lose plenty of games and get knocked out of the tournament in the first round, which is probably how it's going to go. So going into the deck, we have a pretty obvious top end in Forest Protector, Eithné, Vernossiel, Great Oak, the typical strong cards. We are running with Diversion, so Eithné is even better in round 3. So we're running 2 tutor cards, and I was initially skeptical on running both tutors, but I feel like it's very good, especially if you can get the symbiosis cards out with Eithné, and then you use, say, Isengrim's Council into Forv into Call the Forest into another card. It's a huge amount of points in one turn, massive swing. So I think it does justify including these two. And considering how good things like a Neuromancy are and stuff, these basically play better versions without the echo and everything like that. So I think they're definitely good inclusions. We run Ailerin as well, mainly because we can pull her out despite only really running Half-Elf Hunter, Vernossiel and Yavin as elves, purely because they spawn Deadeyes. And our leader ability spawning Deadeyes allows us to get out that 5th elf if we're looking, say you play Vernossiel, they've killed one of your elves, and then you play Half-Elf Hunter, you've got 4 on the board, you can just pop your leader ability and Ailerin will come out. I've never really faced any problems in getting Ailerin out of the deck, so definitely a good inclusion because thins the deck, massive tempo swing, really nothing to complain about, just makes your leader ability better. So mentioned Forv, Forv's really good, allows you to just hunt down, usually looking for like Call the Forest or Isengrim's Council, but you know there are situations where you're looking for a Rebuke, maybe even a Dryad's Caress. Dryad's Caress is turned on for the vitality side of it because Forv is Dryad. So yeah, very good card for just hunting down those cards you can sometimes brick on. So then we run, in terms of poison, we run 5 poisons, mainly because it protects against bricking. So running 4, you're always risking missing that last poison. It feels really bad to use the 1 poison, use 2 poisons, sorry, kill a unit, and then you just can't find that 4th one for whatever reason. So just having the 5th one makes it a lot more consistent, and if you do have it, they all sort of have additional aspects to them beyond the poison that make them playable. So Harmony on Weeping Willow and Dryad Ranger, the shield that Forest Whisperer can give, and Weeping Willow can have a shield as well. So pretty good inclusion. So we run Yavin, and Yavin's card you have to be really careful about, because if you're not playing him on the turn where you've either used a lot of leader charges or you've played Vernossiel, he does run the risk of playing for not many points. So you do have to be very aware of when you play him, because he can become like a pseudo brick, which is, it can really do you over if you don't use him at the right time. So it's just something to keep in mind if you give this deck a try. So then mentioned Half-Elf Hunter, very good. Harmony spawns. It's 6 for 6. They're elves, 2 elf bodies. Nothing to really complain about. Pretty much auto inclusions. So we run 2 rebukes because rebuke is just very good at the moment. Very good against Skellige because a lot of what they're trying to do revolves around playing cards that are very vulnerable to rebuke. So things like Berserker against friends completely blanked against Herka. Really good against. I always forget the name. Raider. Really good against Raider. Like pre 10-3. And then having those makes it very consistent to get them into the graveyard for Forest Protector to play. So then we have the 4 dwarves down here, sort of rounding out the deck a little bit. Mainly, I was initially running, and in the videos, I am running 2 abandoned childs instead of miners, and I think that's more of a personal choice. I prefer having the miners just for a bit more flexibility with Isengrim's Council, because you do have the risk with Isengrim's Council of being presented with an elf you don't want, or a dryad that a lot of the time will be a poison, and you may not be looking to play the poison at the time, so just having that extra option there is pretty good. Miners aren't too bad at all. Abandoned Girl is really good for the symbiosis side, but I think I've certainly noticed a lot of assimilate running about, and a lot of the time symbiosis can really do you over in those matchups, because you're getting so much on the board, they can block you out by playing a load of spy units. So I would say it's, in terms of do you run 2 miners or 2 abandoned girls, I think that's down to personal choice. Mahak and Marauders are just very good. First one plays for 6 for 4, second one can play for 8, which is pretty great from 4 provision cards. And then the last card is Ut Critters, just because we're running diversion, so we're getting full value out of it. 2 bodies, and also gives 3 points of bleeding and gives you a target for the boost from Nature's Rebuke, so really nothing to complain about there. Just very solid 4 provision cards. So in terms of the general game plan, I've found sort of through trial and error really, with this deck, the best sort of approach to take is winning round 1 where possible. Obviously, if that means playing all of your golds, then maybe don't go for it. But there's been situations where I played Great Oak in round 1 and felt fine about it because it meant securing round 1. And then when it comes to round 2, even if I'm a card down, this deck is very, very good at pushing, and you can bleed a lot of value out of your opponent. So if you play Vernossiel and Half Elf Hunter, you're getting 11, 6, 17. You get 22 points out in 2 cards because Aileron's going to get pulled out. And a lot of the time, you can really get some good stuff out of your opponent. I won a lot of matchups that I shouldn't have won purely by bleeding with this deck. So even though Skellige is a very bad matchup because they obviously punish row stacking and scoia'tael just inherently row stack, being able to play out these cards and really threaten them. I've got Heralds out of them. I even got a matchup where they use Second Wind in round 2, and then that can be used to kind of snowball round 3 and take it with the very consistent cards you have left in your deck. Because the combo of, I mentioned it earlier, of like Call the Forest into 4, into Isengrim's Council, into a card, is just so many points from basically 1 card in your hand that can be enough for round 3 to just take it for you. So it has a lot of potential to push in round 2. So I would say that is the best way to play the deck. Is round 1, push as hard as you can, try and take it, much in the way Skellige does, where you're looking to win borderline at all costs. And then round 2, really push your opponent and try and get as much value out of them, because this deck is fine in a short round, especially if you have leader charges left, because you've basically got 9 points just sitting there ready to be played. So I will run a couple of games. These games are from the stream the other night, which went really well with this deck, and Obviously, that means they're probably a little less analytical than usual because it's the live stream thing, talking to chat, that sort of thing. So I would say give them a look, check out the stream at some point, and let me know how you get on with the deck if you give it a try. So I'll catch you in the next one. Alright, so this is like an auto loss because this deck just does not do well against Second Wind. Because this deck just row stacks so much. Probably don't need the third poison or the 2 rebukes. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Maybe an argument for keeping Forest Whisperer for the shield and everything. Probably just rebuke this. Because that can get very stupid very quick. Alright. And mainly worth it to get that out of the red health. Okay. I honestly don't even know how we win this one, but guess we just pray. Passing here is just not an option. Just trying to get as much green health on the board as I can. Alright. Army will probably just pass in next turn, depending on what he chooses to do. We can just kill that. So Heimdall plays as a 14 as the 2 bleeding, 16. Yeah, that's just too many points if he plays Heimdall. The alternative is just killing Greatsword, but it does mean expending a leader charge and playing harder into Heimdall. But I think we have to do it. I mean, it doesn't pull out Ayla in, which is a bonus. Just don't like how stacked this row is. And if he Heimdalls without Greatsword, it's not as bad, to be honest. I mean, shit is bad. It's like 16 points. But the key thing is 16 points doesn't take it here. Okay. That's pretty much fine. So we're going down to 31. Up by 12. Heimdall will play as 3, 6, 7, 15. I mean, he takes it if he plays Heimdall. But the alternatives aren't all that great, so I think we just let that happen. Um, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 13. He takes it by 1 with Wild Boar, if he has Wild Boar. Weird he's playing Tigby. Wow. That was just looking like a round where it was like, yeah, he's gonna take it with one of his massive cards, but he maybe just bricked on it. Okay, so we're gonna be pushing for the life of us here. We don't really want these board flooding cards. I'm gonna have to choose between these two, aren't I? No, no, I'm not, because Orv allows me not to. Okay, that's fine. So we're just gonna play the shit out of him here. If he starts getting Larry, we just pull out Vernossiel, get Ayla in out. Okay. Right, so we could just get Eithné if we wanted. Eithné is not a bad shout. Oh, feels good, man. Feels real good, man. So that's doomed now. I mean, we can chuck the poison on it. Is there any way we just cleanly kill that? No. I mean, shit, we may as well keep pushing. If we can get a second wind out of him, that's just... we are basically coin flipping with Forv, which is the fear. We're probably just pushing down to the last card here anyway, depending on what he gets. So can Isengrim's Council. Yeah. Council. Never lucky. 10 buzzers ahead, it means we can put a shield on something if we think something nasty's on its way. We can also kill Skull, which is kind of nice. Okay. Right, so I think we do this, and then we hope that does it. So right, let's actually think about this. 3, 6, 7. Right, so Heimdall won't be enough. 3, 6, 8, 10, 14. Wild Boar won't be enough. So he has the second wind to win this, and the second Deadeye isn't going to make much of a difference. Are you joking, mate? Literally says second Deadeye won't make a difference and he wins by 1. Come on, man. I mean, what I was considering was like, oh, he'll have the second wind, But I mean, I guess like second wind's out, so Vernossiel sign deck. Okay, so we can just rebuke that. Not having any of that. Without second wind, there's not a whole lot I can do anyway. The 4-point wild boar dream. Cool. So what's that, like Heimdall or something? Okay, shit. So we just poison this and we hope. Whatever it is. I think it's Heimdall. If he's drawn like perfectly, his best card is Heimdall, which plays for 9. Blood Eagle. Okay. That's the same point Heimdall would have. All good. Right. And then ended up not mattering. Yeah, don't F me, boy. I'm fucking fuming about that one. I should have seen that line. Just another cog in the system, man. I'll get myself a different job. So I'll get rid of Caress. Caress, we've got 2 poisons. Getting rid of one of these to dig for something better's worth it. Like that. A little better. God, I don't like when it bugs like this. Like, I'm a big appreciator of the art in this game, and blaring it like that is just not doing it any justice. What the fuck is this deck? Why am I playing against everyone's fucking homebrews today? I mean, I'm not complaining because most of the time that usually works in my favour, but still, in a lot of fucking homebrews. Oh, God. Oh, God. Premium as well. I'm sure there's like a logic behind this deck, but I'm not seeing it yet. So it's like, I don't even know what Enslaved's base value is off the top of my head, to be honest. Yeah, this is certainly an interesting one. Certainly an interesting one. There's this like hefty Helga or something, but then like lose 3 units in your deck by 2. I'm just trying to figure this out. I guess it's gonna absolutely smack me in the face when it happens, whatever the reason for this is. There's always a reason for this shit. I got more of those. Well, where that came from. So we can just rebuke here. There's no rush to get the poison out. At least get our protector online. Yeah. So we're down by 5. So council. I mean, council could really fuck me. I don't have any dwarves, so like basically 50-50 between those two. I could be presented with like Forv and Vernossiel. Okay. Didn't fuck me too hard. That's alright. Yeah, I'm unsure about the council in this list. Um, yeah, it's just one of those weird cards where you can just never decide if it's actually good or not. Like this is basically the hand for pushing, and I don't want to mull anymore. So pros and cons. This puts 10 on the board. This puts 11. Um, this pretty much dedicates me to using Deadeye Ambush. This gets me more value. Should I use Forest Protector? I call it. Yeah, I think Eithné is a little better here. I do actually value Vernossiel a little higher. Purely because literally the elf tag. That was literally, it's taken me like 5 games. I was trying to remember what I was going to do with this deck. I was going to add in a couple more elves. Um, Arguably chucking out the abandoned girls. Just feel like the symbiosis isn't as important in this deck. I know it's a diversion list and all that nonsense, but I don't feel like it's as necessary. I mean, there is definitely like scope for putting in like a dunker or something. Just because you like all of those like 7 provision cards that came out with the new expansion are so strong. He missed Helga. Sneaking suspicion he's missed Helga. Don't feel like you played that before Helga. Alright, just do me over. Let it happen like for the 10th time tonight. That that's what I'm talking about. That what can it possibly hit? Like, oh, I was ever think 11 points. Alright, what the fuck am I doing here? I mean we're already balls deep on this one. Just go a little further. Fine. That's what it chooses to use it on. Oh my god, the fucking synergies. Okay, so I'm just straight up going for the 2 here anyway. Which one? Okay, I'll take out that one. Don't matter too much. There also is the very, very scary situation where. Oh, right, yeah, we're passing here then. Never mind. Are we? Poison onto that is so tempting. What can he play for 13? Not all that much. But let's say I kill that. If I kill that, it's playing for 7, 44, it's 17, but he gets to play 2 cards. 17 to 44 is 20, 27. 27 from 2 cards. Worth poisoning. Yeah, that's worth poisoning. Passing is so tempting. Right, so that's gonna be like Royal Decree or something, right? So say he uses Royal Decree, he basically plays 2 cards next turn. I can go up to 44. He goes down to 24. 24, 20 points. Doable. Very close. He has got the All God boost as well, which is pretty wild. Also really annoying that got the boost as well. Also, if I get fucked by the Treant spawn on the range row, I'm going to be so sad. This happened like twice tonight. I just have a single break. That's not tactic, is it? Oh, wait, what tactics has he played this round? Can't remember. Ah, treason. Okay. I mean, that's still not enough. Fucking good job that went off there. So we'll just kill that. 21. 21 from 2. Misplay. Should have played that range right. I think this could be the 2. 24 points from 2. 26 points from 2. I mean, I said at the beginning of this round I don't think he's got Helga. Feels good, man. Feels real good, man.